Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is MTG Ghoul Dude, and I feel like I've held on to this one for long enough. I think I can let this finally go. We're going to do elks. And I know they're not exactly deer, and I might still be slightly traumatized from my experience with the last deer, but then the elk ain't, like I said, they ain't directly exactly the same. But we're going to go on ahead and kick into elk. So, start off, we're going to do Burnished Heart for 3 colorless mana. It's a 2/2 with the ability to tap 3 sacrifices, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Yep, just one of the most commonly and almost always used elk in the format. In EDH or kitchen table, whatnot. Great Heart for 3 and a white. It's a 2/4 elk, vanilla elk. But I will say that artwork is majestic. Star Crowned Stag for 3 and a white. I believe stag is it a deer term or is it? I think it's an elk term. But anyways, it's a 3/3. When it attacks, tap target creature and defending player controls. Splendor Mare. It's an elk unicorn for 2 and a white. It's a 3/3. It has lifelink and cycling for 1 and a white, but when you cycle it, you put a lifelink counter on target creature you control. Heliod's Emissary for 3 and a white. It's a 3/3 enchantment creature elk, and it has Bestow for 6 and a white. Now, that is a very hefty bestow cost. So what does it do? It just taps a creature when it attacks. That's all it does, and it gives the creature +3/+3. Art's kind of nice though. Glimmerpoint Stag. So for 2 and 2 white, it's a 3/3 with vigilance, and it enters the battlefield. Exile another target permanent. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Fey Steed. For 2 and 2 white, they have a lot of mostly white and green. By the way, it's a 4/4. When it attacks, another target attacking creature you control gains indestructible. Not bad. Whenever a creature or planeswalker you control becomes the target of a spell or ability and opponent controls, you may draw a card. Oh, there's a blue one from Khans of Tarkir. Wetland Sambar for 1 and a blue. It's a 2/1 vanilla elk. Some pretty scary looking art though. Dawntreader Elk, one of the second most used elk in all of Magic. For 1 and a green, it's 2/2. You can tap it, sacrifice Dawntreader Elk, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library. Gold Hind for 1 and a green. It's a 2/1 and it taps for mana. Taps for a green. So this could be pretty good in a. And I actually like the pattern on the elk in the art. It's pretty cool. Looks like it's a young elk compared to some of the ones we've seen earlier on. Highland Game for 1 and a green. When it dies, you gain 2 life, and it's a 2/1 for 2. It's not bad. Springmane Servine? Caravan? I don't know. 2 and a green. It's a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. Bellowing Elk. 3 and a green. As long as you had another creature enter the battlefield under your control, it gains trample this turn and indestructible. It's a 4/2. Now this is just me. I'm gonna go on a rant for a second. I don't understand why they put multiple creatures in the art and made it in the name of it, but it's only one creature. Like it didn't say elks. It just says Stampeding Oak Herd. 3 and a green. 5/5. Formidable. When it attacks, if you control a creature, take total power 8 or greater. Creatures you control gain trample to end a turn. Like, I don't get why you couldn't just make Stampeding Elk. Like, and still had it in there, but it was just referring to the one. I just don't prefer that type of card design, I guess you could say. Axebane Stag for 6 and a green. What is this going to do? Nothing. It's a 6/7. It's a vanilla 6/7, but art is gorgeous, and for some reason, it looks mechanical. It's probably why it's called Axebane. Yeah, I didn't notice that till now. It looks mechanical. It looks like metallic, rusted metallic. Ooh, that's so strange. Sacred White Deer. 1 and a green. It's a 2/2 for 3 and a green. Excuse me. Tap it for 3 for a green, and tap it, and you gain full life. Activate it only if you control a Hangu Planeswalker. So it's not even that good outside of that deck. That's what's kind of weird. Saddled Rimstag for 1 and a green. It's a 2/2 snow creature elk. And it has +2/+2 as long as you had another creature enter the battlefield this turn under your control. It's pretty cool. Auspicious Sterix. This is huge. 4 colorless and a green. Elk Beast, 6/6 with Mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile X permanent cards, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. Put those permanent cards onto the battlefield. Now I'm just going, could you just imagine just constantly mutating something? Or with these colors you could flicker it. You could like flicker this creature back and forth and you can mutate it multiple times. But could you just imagine this big old elk just, and this guy, whoever's playing this, is just popping creatures out on the battlefield for the free? That is too good. Somberwald Stag for 3 and 2 green. It's 4/3, and when it enters the battlefield, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. This must have been one of those new original designs for the Jumpstart. Gang of Elk for 5 and a green. It's a 5/4, and whenever it becomes blocked, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn for each creature blocking it. So if you can make all your opponent's creatures block it, you could just get huge. Throw a lure on it. Make the person that's playing the assassin or the archer tribal deck, make them throw a lure on it, kill them all. Be the funniest thing ever. That's a goal for somebody now. Whoever's out there, if you're listening, do that. And let me know how it turns out. Great Sable Stag. And this is a stag. This is an elk with a tail, like a long tail, because it like curves down and around it, and up behind it. It's pretty cool looking. For 1 and 2 green, it's a 3/3. It can't be countered, and it has protection from blue and black. So, I can see this as a white-green elk deck. It's not bad so far. Ethereal Elk. 3 and 2 green. It's going to get expensive, though. I tell you that much. You're going to need some mana ramp. 3/3 with Trample. When Ethereal Elk enters the battlefield, you may search your library or graveyard for a card named Vivian, Nature's Avenger. Reveal it, put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. 3/3 for Trample. Ugh. Still get you a Planeswalker, though. Dawn Glade Regent. Regent? I don't know. 5 and 2 green. It's an 8/8 for 7. It's pretty good. And it gets better. When it enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. That's extra cards. As long as you're the Monarch, permanents you control have a hexproof too. So they can't let this resolve. And unlike all the rest of the elk on this list, this one don't even, it just has like a crown. Yeah, that's probably why it's called the Regent. The Regent. I don't know, but it's also got one of them really long, weird tails. I don't like it. Then we come to Jegantha, the Wellspring. This would be the commander of your elk deck. This is the legendary of all legendary elks. For 4 and a green, it's a legendary creature, Elemental Elk. For 5, it's a 5/5, and it has companion, but that don't matter because you just gonna make it to where you could tap to add Wooburg, and it can't be spent to pay generic mana cost. I should have turned that off. Then we have this new recent one from Lord of the Rings. It's the Mirkwood Elk, actually calling it an elk, since the past couple didn't even have the word elk in them. They were like stags or something like that. But for 5 and a green, you can get a 6/6 with Trample. so that's not bad. It's evenly well costed, evenly well powered and toughness, and it has a decent ability whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks. You return target elf from your graveyard to your hand. You gain life equal to that card's power. So you could do like a elf rider deck, kind of, sort of. Be pretty cool, just to throw in some more creatures. And then we come into an auxiliary card. One that I found that was definitely not a creature, but it did help with the tribe because it becomes part of the tribe. This is Hidden Stag. For 1 and a green, it's an enchantment. And whenever one of your opponent plays a land, if Hidden Stag is an enchantment, Hidden Stag becomes a 3/2 that counts as a beast. Doesn't count as a stag, but it is Hidden Stag. Whenever you play a land, if Hidden Stag is a creature, it becomes an enchantment. That's still pretty cool. But that's going to be it for today, guys. I really appreciate everybody. If you stuck it around long enough and you're not subscribed, why not? I can't say that I don't appreciate everybody that watches the videos, likes, comments, subscribes, and I appreciate every single one of you. But that is going to be it for today, guys. I will see you guys next time in the graveyard.